Hi guys, the Athletic Gamer back again, and today I am back in my poorly lit room. It's actually really messy around here. It's really annoying me actually. And I have a new video for you. If you remember, quite some time ago I did a review, kind of impressions and problems that I had with a SCART to HDMI converter box. So what I've got for you today, that was rubbish, I sent it back, it's terrible. But what I've got for you today is a similar video, except for this time it's an S video to HDMI review or test or look at. Now, and you might be saying, well, SCART's much better, especially RGB SCART. There's no point in using this video. But as you all know, if you follow my channel, I'm big into N64 at the moment, and I live in the PAL region in the UK. So we can't get RGB modded N64s, well, not very easily anyway. So the best we can do is S-Video, and I got my S-Video cable not very long ago, and wanted see if I could improve the quality of my gameplays at all. And turns out I can. I think I'm going to let you decide. What I'm going to do is first off tell you what this is. They all seem to have ridiculous names. I bought this on Amazon. Here's a little closer up view of it. It's called Bestseller 610 New 3RCA Composite S-Video right and left audio to HDMI converter. Ridiculous name. I don't know why it's called that. It's on amazon.co.uk. It only costs $22.99 with free postage, and it came very, very fast, I have to say. Basically, it's got its own power. You just obviously plug that in and the light will come on. Here's your output, so you run this cable straight into the TV. You got a switch there to switch over from, you can also put in your HDMI, so you got HDMI in and out, or your S-Video, so you can switch between the two with that button. You got 720p and 1080p. I will just say that for whatever reason the 1080p doesn't work. It might just be my TV, but 720p is ample enough. It doesn't improve the quality that much anyway, it just smooths it out a bit. And then on the other side, obviously, you've got your HDMI in, your S-Video out, and you can also just use the normal composite yellow, white and red cables, or with my S-Video cable, it's S-Video in there and the two audio cables. So that's what the device is. It's very simple to use, very easy to just plug in and whack on and get with it. Now I have an Elgato HD capture device with its own, obviously it does HDMI, but you can also buy these cables separately. It's the S-Video adapter there, it just plugs straight into the box and you plug your cable straight into there. So I can get the pure S-Video read coming straight through. So I've got some gameplay of that very quickly and some gameplay using this, and I'll label them, I'll talk over them briefly, just explaining to you what you're seeing and what I'm seeing, what the differences are. I've got, I think, 5 games, so we're going to whiz through these gameplays now and let me know what you think. I'll switch back and forth and let you know what you're looking at.
Okay, so what we're looking at here is Perfect Dark, and I don't mind talking over the footage because the audio is what the audio is. It doesn't matter whether you run it through the upscaler, it's purely altering the picture. So as you can see here, this is the S-Video. I should have probably said that straight away, but this is just running directly off the S-Video feed. As you can see, it's a bit grainy, a bit dark. I mean, you can change the color palette on your TV, but that's going to mess up when you watch normal TV or DVDs or other consoles. I've kept the frame ratio to 4:3 because that's what it was designed to be played at. Now you'll see when it skips over to HDMI that for whatever reason my Elgato wouldn't record it as 4:3. It spread it out over to the 16:9. So that's a bit annoying, but that's only for recording purposes. That I was still playing on my TV as 4:3, so when you're actually using the device, you won't notice. There'll be no issue with that. It will just look great as 4:3. Here we go. Basically, I'm trying to keep all these clips down to about a minute or a bit over for each test. So I've picked a deathmatch here, just playing it through. and just want to show you that explosion, and then we'll switch over to the HDMI upscaler. And you'll notice obviously it's spread out to 6:9, so if anything that works against the upscaler, but like I said, on the TV it's still as 4:3, it's still the picture that it should be. But immediately you'll see the colors are lighter, it's not as grainy, things run a lot smoother. There's no, I don't know how well the footage is gonna be when it runs through my editing software and then it gets uploaded to YouTube. Obviously there's a downscale, a compromise, so you have to bear that in mind as well. But you can see it's dramatically a lot better. Not just visually, but just as a gameplay, the game runs a lot smoother. There's no vertical tear, or very little, as I almost blow myself up. But again, with the lighter colors, and it does make it seem a lot easier to see what you're doing. It does make a remarkable difference, just that altering of the brightness. And I know you can do it on your TV, and you could probably even custom set an N64 brightness scale. So you can just click on that, but it's still hassle. All I've got to do is have this box plugged in straight away, just flick on my N64 and it'll pop up, it'll run exactly how, well, as good a picture as you can get on a HD TV, in my opinion anyway. The more I played this, the better it looks. So we're just coming to the end of Perfect Dark, and we'll get on with the next one. Okay, and we're into Diddy Kong, and I started off here with the HDMI. I actually did that by accident. I wanted to always keep it as the S video, but it doesn't really matter. We've got just one course run here using Banjo-Kazooie in the planes. I thought that added a lot of movement, which is good to see, a lot of speed, so you can sort of see what's going on when you push the limits of this box. And it looks great. I mean, it's nice and bright, it's vivid, it doesn't alter, there's no issues going through the boosts or using weapons, a lot of explosions, a lot of things going on the screen. And obviously I'm not playing that amazingly, I'm just trying to sort of get a varied, different opinion. Not a different opinion, just a different viewpoint, try and get lots going on. As you can see, the spins work great, bumping into dinosaurs, not great, but gives you something different to look at. And now we're going to switch over to the S video once I go through here, just a loop-de-loop, note that. And here we go, back into the S video. As you can see, it looks okay. I mean, it is a bit darker, a bit grainier, I feel. As I just did a loop there, a spin and a loop. There is some tearing on that. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that translate over into YouTube, as I mentioned on the Perfect Dark footage, but it does sort of tear a bit just going with your normal TV's S-video converter. But I mean, it looks okay. It's just, I just think it looks a little bit better, or a lot better actually, running through the box. So that's Diddy Kong done. We'll go on to the next game. Okay, and as we go into Pilotwings, again, this is obviously the S video. I forgot to mention on the Diddy Kong, which why I stuck this game in next, but there is, obviously, the Perfect Dark was a dark game, visually, and these two games are obviously a lot more brighter, a lot more different colors going on, and different sort of texture palette. So I just thought it was interesting just to see how the device ran with these. I'm just, obviously this isn't a very long game. I'm just going to quickly show you this and then show you it as HDMI converted. I thought it was interesting just to see how well it would pan around the levels, because as you swing around in these Pilotwing machines or whatever thing you're using, the foreground does actually fly by really fast. So as you can see there with the S video, it was a bit jarring, a bit uneasy, a bit the graphics were a bit grainy, a bit texture blurring, but in this HDMI, I know it's obviously converted itself over to the widescreen mode, but that doesn't really, I don't think it was going to make that much difference to you when you look at it on YouTube. On my TV, I didn't, obviously it was in 4:3, I've said that before, but it just really looks a lot more smoother. I think that's what the N64 gets a hard rap these days, with smoothness, and I think this really does smooth over all the jaggies, all those jagged edges. I think it does make it look a lot tidier, a lot neater. Okay, so we're just coming to the end of Pilotwings, and I think next up we have N64 game No Mercy. Tell a lie, we're going to go into Pod Racer. I looked at my footage for the No Mercy and it was a bit longer than what I wanted to show you, so we're just going to jump straight into Pod Racer. I thought this would be a good one, even though we've had a racing game before. This one can really show off the speed aspects and show you that there's no issue when the game's running at high speeds. I think Pod Racer is probably one of the highest sort of I'm not really doing very well with my words today, actually. But I think this one shows as much speed as any other N64 game. F-Zero is actually rather smooth and rather fast, but I think the graphics on this, I've got the expansion pack in, so it's running rather fast. It's running the high-res texture pack that came with it. But I think it can really run some good speeds here. I'll show you a crash, I think, coming up. Well, this is just the S-Video footage, actually. So this is just pure footage that if I plug the standard cables into my TV, this is what you'd see. And yeah, it does look okay. It's a bit jaggy. Like I said, I've got the expansion pack on, so if you didn't have that, if you just had your normal jumper pack, it would be a bit downscaled from this. But we're just going to pause now, and we're going to go over the HDMI footage. Yeah, okay. And so, as you can see, things are a bit brighter. They actually, with this game, it does look a bit washed out. I'll give it that. It is slightly washed out, but this is a very, very bright game. So maybe this game doesn't look as good as it does on the original cable. However, saying that with the color palette in mind, but actually it does look a lot smoother. There's less jagged edges going wrong, and as I told you, it was about speed. There's no issues with speed here. You do fly along, and the graphics just run just as smoothly, or sorry, even more smoothly than they would with the standard S-Video cable. So this box overall is well worth your money. I'm just going to let this last lap play out here. Or I think I crashed the vehicle and then I end it, and I can't really remember. I go the wrong way here, I remember that. But I'm just going to let this footage play out, and then we'll wrap up the video with a little outro, giving my final thoughts on it. I actually filmed the intro and outro to this quite a long time ago, and I've played with the box a lot more often now. I've had a lot more time under my belt, and I'm really sold on it. I would highly, highly recommend it. Anyway, let's get over to the other footage.
So there you go, guys. That was all the gameplay. I want to know what you think, because I know there's YouTube compression, and I should hopefully have said that when I talk over the gameplays. So things get sort of lost in translation a bit, and it's not the pure quality that you're seeing, that I'm seeing on my TV screen. But overall, I think that S-Video to HDMI box is well worth the money. There'll be a link in the description to buy the product from amazon.co.uk. For under 25 quid, you cannot go wrong. If you play N64 a lot on a HDMI screen, you really should go out and buy this. I've talked enough about it over the videos. Especially if you're playing those dark games, you should really go for it. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. Please hit the subscribe button and comment down below if you've had any experience or what your thoughts are. I failed to mention that obviously you can get the Mini X RGB box thing from Japan, but that's like 200 quid, and I'm not doing that. Alright, anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. Athletic Gamer out.